Hi, it's a Friday night. It's not Neil, it's me, Rob Gutmann. I've got Kev Reilly, I've got Siobhan, and I've got Joel. You come back from somewhere hot, Joel?
I have, but it's not as hot as what you think it is at the moment. So
it's not as hot as the content we're going to produce here and now. I tell you what.
Where else would I rather be in the world?
Then the night.
Somewhere hot.
No one, honestly, Christmas time, first Christmas home in 9 years. I cannot wait, and I'm really excited.
There's nothing quite like the excitement of a Friday night before a Saturday home game, especially if you've won the previous game. We're not
many of them lately.
Exactly right. So enjoy this. It's almost like a Christmas miracle.
Oh, really serious. Tell you what else is a bigger miracle? The fact that we're kicking off at 3 o'clock on a Saturday for the change.
Yeah, you do feel like Brighton. They feel they've got a party pooper element to them, haven't they? I'm not saying this is a party, a celebration, a victory parade as such, but we really need to win and they need to just play ball here. And they're not that sort of team, are they?
They're not.
Traditionally.
Let's say they've got the potential of an upset in them, and Hurtzler's a good manager. He's proven himself in the Premier League. I think he's done a fairly decent job with them, and he's younger than me, which also annoys me. I don't like when managers come into the Premier League and they're younger than me.
They're all
bad enough when footballers were younger than you.
Yeah, exactly.
First, isn't it?
When the gaffer comes in, he's younger than you. Makes you feel your own mortality. Yeah,
I Fabi also. Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. I feel like Brighton have got potential to upset us, and particularly in their sort of goal.
In that everyone has the potential to upset us. No, I know. They do.
No,
they're decent.
I have a feeling that I have the strong hope that we've turned a corner, because that was a big performance in a big away venue against a big team, and I'd said it on the post-match pint that Inter are a fantastic team, and we often sort of don't think of them as this massive heavyweight. I mean, 2 finals in the last 5 years. It's pretty good going. I know they've got a new manager and whatnot, but I feel like we dominated that game, and it was one of those games that we just didn't want anything to go wrong in, and that bodes well if we can do that again against Brighton. If nothing goes wrong, and we sort of, Siobhan's laughing.
I was freedom.
If nothing goes wrong, though, it does have that feeling that we can really come out of it with a positive result. What worries me slightly is that Brighton have got a lot of goals in them. There's only 2 teams.
A lot of Christmas spirit here.
There's a lot of
serious
Christmas
jokes
spirit.
going on downstairs, isn't there? Do they know we've only got 16 minutes?
These guys.
They've only been outscored by Arsenal, City and Man United, and they're sitting in 8th. So it's a big game. What I take solace from is if we beat them, we can finish in 4th or 5th, which would be massive. But for that to happen, we need Man United to lose to Bournemouth, and we need Everton to draw with Chelsea. Because
so many teams.
Both of those things can happen.
You know what I realised I haven't done because I'm a model pro, I'm going to do it now. If Neil was producing, he'd have said we're in the Mayflower pub in the Georgian Quarter in Liverpool, and we're sponsored by Erdinger. See, Erdinger. We like Erdinger so much that we're drinking it. You love Erdinger more than anyone, Siobhan.
I do,
You've got to stop her necking it when we put it around the table.
I'll take it.
Are you going tomorrow?
I am. We're going early. We're going for brunch at 11.
Oh, where are you going?
Albert Schloss.
Oh, classy.
Yeah,
okay.
we're going because it's very festive in there.
It is very festive.
They know how to make a party in there. They turn an average Saturday afternoon into an absolute festival.
Yeah, they're all right.
You're the one who didn't tell the people what pub we were in. It's your fault.
Do they serve Erdinger in there? They probably do, don't they?
I don't know because I only ordered okay, fair enough. They're on the list. They're on the approved list. No, we are going. We're going early. We're hoping to bring the Christmas spirit with us. I'm hoping a lot of people are in my situation of going out for a couple beforehand and are going to bring a bit of an atmosphere, because I think it was a very defiant, not just performance, but just a very defiant coming together, even in the post-match when, when Arna and the captain were getting interviewed and Robertson was getting interviewed, like the noise from the away end was massive, and I just think that should all kind of come together for a bit of a spirited kind of day. Hopefully a spirited performance. I feel like Brighton have had it their own way against us too many times. Even last season when we did beat them,
we had to sweat.
The first half was horrendous, wasn't it?
Till Mo Salah
scored. But the one thing I can take a little bit the one thing I can take a little bit of comfort from is there was a bit of peril on Tuesday, and they did come through it. They didn't look like coming through it for about 10 minutes afterwards, but they worked their way through it and they figured out what the game was after it, because it wasn't the same as what it was before it. Yeah. Because Inter had time to get themselves back together and have a little huddle on the sidelines, didn't they? So, I'm hoping that everything's going to kind of convalesce nicely.
The it was quite the reset, I think, on it was Tuesday night. It's not exactly bouncing into it, but there's many things we found out. I think we found out the team still has a heart, the team still is still playing for this manager, and we also quietly found a new formation of sorts, Joel, which that encouraged me as much as anything. We needed change.
Yeah, we definitely did, and I think the changes freshened things up a little bit. Not just with Salah being in and out of the team, but also, as you say, the formation and how the team was set up. And one of the biggest things that I always enjoy is when a side keeps clean sheets. I love clean sheets, like Virgil, I love them. And that was a very pleasant surprise to me on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
That was an archetypal 1-0 away win that you'd love to see in Europe over the years. You know, you think of at times under Houllier, at times under Benitez, those fans who are old enough to remember those days, the older we get now. But that is something that we can hang our hat on. And if we can go into tomorrow with that similar setup, then we should fancy our chances against Brighton, because, okay, Brighton can cause us problems, and they have caused us problems over the past couple of seasons, but we've won the last 2 home games against them. Okay, again, tight games, 2-1, both come from behind in them, but they are a side that we can go at, and having covered Brighton recently, their last 2 games very closely, they were in an entertaining game against Villa that they went 2-0 up in, and they threw it away really, and they maybe had a few chances where they could have got back into it and took a point. But then the game against West Ham, I was surprised that they didn't get a win against them. So they're coming into it on the back of like 2 home performances there where they haven't got a win. And
was it West Ham away?
No, they were at home to West Ham. So like they came
and nearly got beaten.
And yeah, they needed at the time equaliser to get a point.
It was last minute.
So you're looking at them at the minute thinking, well, they're not exactly in great shape. So, okay, they're level on points with us and they're above us on goal difference, granted. But
who isn't?
Exactly, yeah, well, there's 9 other teams who are above us at the moment, but they are showing a bit of vulnerability that we can get at. It's just whether, do we want to see the old Liverpool where we end up in a 7-goal thriller like Brighton did against Villa, or can we have it a bit more consoled, please, where if we have to nick it by an odd goal, then I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with boring 1-0s.
So is Arne Slot.
Can we just have what happened against Leeds just until the 70th minute, and then just a normal last 20 minutes?
Right.
That was nice.
The problem we've got, Kev, is that, and me and you talked about this on the show yesterday, is that for all the greatness that was, the glory that was Milan, they will have sweated blood and tears in Milan. They've had the travel. They are not going to be at peak intensity. Certainly not by the last 30. And, you know, it's been ever thus in my history of watching Liverpool that watch a Liverpool team after a European away performance midweek and you're always going to get something slightly diminished. I mean, I remember Bob Paisley talking about it in my youth, and I've always noticed that phenomenon. We're going to have to show some steel, and we're also going to have to start quite quickly, I think.
Yeah, I wonder if, I get your point about starting quickly, but I wonder if both teams will start a little bit cagier actually, because I think historically in these 2 matches, whoever scores first tends to win the match between us and Brighton. So it will be an interesting one to see how we start.
They scored first last season, didn't they?
Yeah, the past 2 times they've come to Anfield, they've gone 1-0 up, and then we've
come back and won.
Yeah.
Okay, well that completely defeats my point. Let's start very quickly.
I like your universe better? I'm not sure. No.
That's just the minute, isn't it? Score first and then take control.
I think that the control part's massive. We're going to get onto lineup. Should we get into it now?
Go on.
My main concerns is just that.
You're in about 5 minutes, haven't we? Yeah. Get into lineups.
They've played Ekitike for the 90 in Milan, and that's only the 3rd time this season that he's played 90. He played 90 against Brentford, and after that he didn't play because he was injured, and he played 90 minutes for France, and I don't think he played for us after that game. So I wonder if he can if he's got another 90.
Isak had a knock, according to the manager.
A minor knock.
Had a knock, and it was I think he said we're waiting to see how that shakes out in training today. So that's worrying.
He did play a good chunk of the second half after said knock, though, didn't he? It happened in the first.
Yeah,
I think he
got
comes
around 70 or just before 70.
Yeah.
You'd like to think it's not too bad.
And he's replaced by Wirtz. I think it will be an interesting one, whether we go for the diamond or not. If we go for the same formation as Inter Milan, it's probably the same lineup, but swap out McAllister for Wirtz, and Gomez Gomez would start as your right back anyway. So yeah, Gomez in there, and I think like what scares me is the cramp, Macca's cramp. Like I don't want McAllister having cramp after
We have
within a.
nothing off the bench.
And
Because we
have
don't even
nothing
have
off the
Conor
bench.
Bradley this time.
No.
Well, you could potentially have
Chiesa's back.
You could potentially have McAllister off the bench, and you probably do have Chiesa
He is
off the
back,
bench
yeah.
because he's going to have. If he starts both of them, he's going to have to take one of them off or change shape.
One of the left backs you'll have on the bench as well.
Yeah. He'll have Robert. I'd imagine he'd have Robertson on the bench and start with
Yeah.
Kerkez because Kerkez was rested for Europe, and Robertson's played most of Europe. Gravenberch and Szoboszlai are guaranteed, I think, aren't they? I want to see Mo Salah tomorrow.
Well, I mean, he's the Mo Salah in the room. Siobhan, the manager was asked endlessly about him.
Endlessly.
He wasn't having it.
That was a shame.
What the revelation was, and this we won't know. In fact, I mean,
won't know until the lineup drops, will we?
Well, exactly, but it's a drama, and the full 18. It's a drama that's moving at pace every 24 hours. He said, "I'm going to leave the press conference and go and have a chat with him now." And can you
How many meetings has
imagine-
there been now, do you reckon?
Sorry,
How many meetings has there been?
What do you think?
6,
What
7?
do you think is going on in that meeting? You sit down, Mo. How are you doing, Mo? Looking forward to Christmas, Mo.
No.
Loads of
Mo
coffee.
folds his arms, going, "I have nothing to say. If I
I
speak,
don't think Mo's doing a lot of talking. I think his
got-
people
if I
are probably
speak-
doing most of the
there
talking.
will be fire." Mo said.
will be fire.
There will be fire.
Yeah, he really saved that up for this time, didn't
I
he?
would have liked to have been on the training grounds on Monday when I think the slot saying them Inter Milan press conference that he just went up to Salah on the pitch and
He just read out apparently who's travelling, you, not you.
and not you. So
He
that
went and
would have
said,
been
"Hands
the
up, who's
second
going to Milan?"
No, you put your hand down.
Put your hand down, Mo.
one. Now that they no longer stay in the Titanic before home games, that would have been very interesting though in the morning. You just know that someone somewhere is going to bother to turn up at the Axe training centre. You know where like they all meet to get on the bus to come to Anfield. You just know that there's going to be little spotters out on the way now to say Salah's at the
on the
Axe
bus.
or Salah's not at the Axe. There's going to be or maybe not just one person, maybe a group of people who will stalk the Axe tomorrow.
He's
try and find
definitely,
out
even if
he's
he's not
there or
playing,
not.
he'll definitely be in the stadium.
the
And
squad,
he's
yeah.
invited his parents. You don't want his parents to show up and he's.
If he's not in the squad, he's going to make a point of going. Or if it's one of those things where if it's getting really ruthless, where they say to him, look, if you turn up at Anfield tomorrow, you will get fined. Like basically, like a stay away.
I'd be so
when people get
surprised if we
banished.
were there, like if it was that level of like toxicity. I think the noise makes it loads worse. And I appreciate that because we don't know what goes on the inside. We fill the void, but we shouldn't know what's going on the inside.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It was
No.
really stupid.
Which is
he
what
probably
Mo
had a
failed.
point. But it was still really stupid, and we all just need to let them do their thing and tell us when it's time.
Yeah.
And I just feel like no news is good news. But maybe that's just me.
I think the first time you should know whether Salah's arrived or not at the ground is, you know, the way like the TV cameras get ready for the player
For the bus.
arrivals, and
Yeah.
like I just know from like in that line of work when you're working for a big broadcaster that you get you're privileged to get the shots of the team bus, as they arrive.
Yeah.
So I just want that to be the first sign. I don't want anyone to say,
I wonder
he's
whether
not
there'll
at
be
the
a
Axe.
patch briefing beforehand to say like we believe Mo Salah is in the squad or whatever.
I
think, Kevin, I'll come to you on it. Is the key thing is I think it's in everybody's interest that Mo Salah is in the squad tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Everybody's in, and that's why I think
Because you can still send that message even if he's in the squad, if he doesn't come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
You can still do your
the
whatever you
fighting
need to
can
do.
go on
Yeah.
afterwards.
But this is to his point in the press conference of sort of, he's not given anything away. He's only said, I will be speaking to him. And it plays well to say, I will be speaking to him. And they don't have to tell the press what the outcome of that conversation was. And then he's on the bench. And then you go, he spoke to him and he's on the bench. And the conspiracy theorists can say whether he wants to be on the bench or not on the bench. Or starting. He could also be starting. I just can't imagine him starting in a front two. I don't think that suits him very well.
No.
And I don't think the front three suits us very well because we don't have a Gakpo or
No.
a left winger that's not
I think he
Rio
can play in the
Ingemore.
front too. I think he can.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think it suits him better than playing out wide because you don't need to ask him to defend in a legging it back kind of way the way you do with a winger. I think Mo.
You're certainly asking a lot more of Joe Gomez though, if that's the case.
Yeah, but I'd rather ask it of Joe than Mo at the moment because Mo doesn't want to do it. Simple as that. And quite frankly, the nearer closer Mohamed Salah's superpower is scoring goals. The nearer you get him to the goal, the better.
Yeah.
Simplistically
Yeah.
speaking.
Get him in the box.
I think Kerkez will come back in for
Yeah,
Robertson.
agreed.
Yeah.
And
It's gotta be Gomez,
we're all in agreement that Gomez will be right back. Yeah, because with Bradley being suspended.
And we were playing with fire in a lot of positions, playing with red zone fire, in as much as Gomez hardly played any football. Now we're giving him 90 minutes routinely.
Well, Slot did say in his press conference today that, and this is fair play to him, he said he was actually relieved that we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup.
Yes.
Because he said that if he only had, he's saying that he's only got 13 fit senior
he couldn't possibly go to the well every time.
There was no way, he thinks that there was no way that they could have gone to Arsenal in the quarter-final and, you know...
I put in my group, I think people are going to take that well.
Yeah, it's the way he worded it, wasn't it?
In a way, I'm actually quite glad. And I think everyone can understand. I thought, the reasonable people are going to take that really well. Yeah.
First time I've ever heard a Liverpool manager admit that. Everyone said that for years.
They go like this, but they don't say it.
Yeah, exactly. First time you've ever heard it.
And on the plus side, because of that, we now know that after tomorrow, they can give it their all tomorrow. Then we don't play for another week until we go to Spurs, and then what's even better is we get an extra week off after that than when we play Wolves. So over the festive period, really, the fixtures have felt calm for us. But then weirdly, from New Year's Day, we've got 3 games in the space of a week. There's just no consistency.
We have to come out this weekend with a fully fit squad. I'd like to think.
Definitely.
We're going to win.
Yeah, I think we're going to win. I think we're going to win 2-0.
What are you thinking, Joel?
I'm going to go for the third consecutive 2-1 home win against Brighton.
Third consecutive. Would that be the case? Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Good odds on that.
Yeah, will be. I think it's going to be 2-1. I can't see us keeping the clean sheet.
Siobhan.
My worry is if it goes 2-1, it'll go 2-2. So I'm just going to say a win, and I'm not going to say a score.
I'm going to say a win. I would take any kind of...
Any win will do.
We don't need a performance.
Any dream will do.
We'll save the performances. Hope you've enjoyed that. Hope you've enjoyed looking at glasses of Erdinger. We've certainly enjoyed drinking them. Thanks, Ash. Thanks, Jordan. See you. Well, you won't see me again, so you'll see Neil again soon.